Okay, I'm Ken Jones, course leader for the A2 graphics, and I just want to show you some work that was done by Jo Wilcox this year as part of her coursework. So she took the theme reflection for her work, and she starts off with a mind map, as you can see. So her first design brief, she's going to design a corporate identity and a product tag business card for her own antique business. So she's presented that nicely with a brown paper, manually cut through, makes a nice presentation. This drawing was a breakthrough drawing for Jo because she worked on it for hours, and before she came up with this she claimed she couldn't draw or paint accurately, and she worked for hours on this and eventually sort of really understood what she could do with light and colour and shade, and she got a really nice illustration. So working nicely with reflections, very nice decanter. Then she went on to look at a brass orb, and she had to go at a different illustration technique. Then some artist research, although she's already looked at artists within her personal study, she can diversify and look at other people. Then, following on from her sort of breakthrough moment, she really got into a detailed, high-quality illustration. Although technically she's designing product identity and things, she's not at this point really focusing on that. She's just focusing on high-quality illustration and analysis. So she looks at MC Escher as well, again nice cutout, nice bit of counter change in the lettering and a close-up study. Then some much freer, more open drawings. So she's got a good range of drawings here, so that we're getting into some colour. She's been looking at Monet, some nice pen work, some nice brush work. Then she starts looking at more detail at little tags and other people's things. Looking at shops, because she's going to look at this antique shop identity, so the kind of shop frontage that it might be used on. So a little bit more exploration, looking at some rubbing, looking at some other designs that people have done, so looking at typographical solutions, illustrated solutions, good range. Starts to look at some typography, which is quite a nice page. Then she goes on a nice photo shoot to one of our many local antique shops, and just trying to pick up colours and textures and patterns and lots of different things, so that she's got a nice double page spread of inspirational photos. Carrying on the same thing, looking at all this sort of ormolu and glass and pewter and tin, just trying to pick up the idea of textures. Nice use of an overlay, good technique to use, covering up some pastel illustrations in response to the photographs. And then we've got over the page starting to work from these photographs, really sort of extracting these, using a bit of Photoshop to edit and change these. From there she takes that into a screen print master and starts a series of experimental prints, printing onto different surfaces from screen printing. Also has go liner printing, so we've got a really big range of experimental techniques. Then she starts exploring what she can do with a laser cutter, etching into papers to create different surfaces and burning right through. So a whole range of experiments of what she can achieve with laser cutting and laser etching. Then she starts to look at what she's actually going to call things. So she's a long way through the project before she really focuses down on exactly what she's going to call the place. And she has a really good range of ideas, and she starts to explore the idea of calling it something to do with spoons, and I think the silver spoon comes out as the favourite. So nice free exploration, quite quick little sketches of how things are going to be. Then we've got little details how the typography might work in with the spoon. Then she takes it digital and starts exploring how this much simplified spoon can lead into a final design. So she's got some nice digital development here, just exploring little techniques like little sort of star shiny bits, nicely followed up with screen dumps so that we can see what she's doing, and she gets to a final design there. Then she takes that forward, going back to some of the earlier work, how she can link that with textures and patterns to create adverts and flyers and bits and pieces. Then she looks at exploring the name tag, and she goes back to her etching technique to create a really high quality sort of feel to the price tags and things. And she finishes, that's her final design there, and she's got the two presentation boards, which she's got that, which gives a nice large version of the design, and she presents that board as well. So we've got a complete idea of how these things would actually look in an antique shop. So there's the silver spoon with some nice antique silver spoons, really nicely presented. So this is just one of the 3 projects that Jo did.